My apartment used to be my sanctuary until it became a battleground. I never thought I'd be the villain in my own home. But here we are. I'm Claire, 29, single, and grinding through a mid-level marketing job in Seattle. My one-bedroom apartment, with its cozy bay window and creaky hardwood floors, was my reward for years of scraping by. I paid every cent of the rent, utilities, and even the Wi-Fi that kept my Netflix binges alive. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Or so I thought. 3 months ago, my parents called. Their voices, usually warm, carried an edge. "Claire, your brother Ethan's in a tough spot," Mom said, her tone implying I'd already agreed to fix it. Ethan, my golden child brother, had always been the sun around which our family orbited. At 32, he'd married his high school sweetheart, Lily, had 2 kids, and somehow still lived like he was destined for greatness without lifting a finger. His latest business venture, a vegan dog food startup, had tanked, leaving them broke and, apparently, homeless. "They need a place to stay," Dad added. "Just for a bit." I should have said no. I should have remembered the Christmas when Ethan borrowed my savings for a sure-thing investment and never paid me back. But guilt is a powerful drug, and Mom's voice had that knack for making me feel like I owed the world for existing. So, I said yes. The invasion began the next week. Ethan, Lily, their 5-year-old twins, Ava and Noah, and a U-Haul's worth of chaos descended on my 600-square-foot apartment. My living room became a maze of toys, diapers, and half-empty takeout containers. My couch, where I used to sip coffee and dream, was now Ethan's throne, where he'd scroll through his phone, muttering about the next big thing. Lily, sweet but spineless, apologized constantly but did nothing to rein in the mess. The twins were loud, sticky, and everywhere. My quiet mornings gone, my privacy obliterated. I adapted. I bought air mattresses, squeezed my life into a corner of my bedroom, and bit my tongue when Ethan drank my last cold brew. I told myself it was temporary. Family helps family. Right. But then came Mom's second call. "Claire, you need to step up," she said, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "Ethan's family is struggling, and you're not pulling your weight. You should pay more rent to cover their share." I nearly dropped my phone. "More rent? I'm already paying everything." "You're single. Claire, you don't have a family to support. Ethan's got responsibilities. Be reasonable." Reasonable. I was sleeping on a cot in my own apartment while Ethan's kids used my bookshelves as a jungle gym. I was buying groceries for 5, cleaning up after everyone, and still working 50-hour weeks. And now Mom wanted me to pay more because Ethan was the anointed one, the golden child who could do no wrong, whose failures were always someone else's fault. I hung up, my hands shaking. That night, I lay awake, listening to Ethan snoring on my couch, the twins giggling in my bedroom, and Lily whispering apologies to no one in particular. Something snapped. This wasn't my life anymore. It was theirs, and I was done being the doormat. The next morning, I sat Ethan and Lily down. The twins were at a neighbor's, and my parents were due to visit later, so it was just us. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding like I was about to jump off a cliff. "I'm not paying more," I said. "In fact, I'm not paying for you at all anymore. You have 2 weeks to find a new place." Ethan laughed, like I'd told a bad joke. "Claire, come on. You can't kick us out. We're family." Lily's eyes widened, her hands twisting nervously. "We'll figure something out. Claire, I promise. Just give us time." "Time," I snapped. "I've given you my home, my space, my money. You've given me nothing but excuses." Ethan's face hardened. "You're being selfish. Mom and Dad won't stand for this." He was right about that. When my parents arrived that evening, Mom unleashed a tirade that could have peeled paint. "How dare you threaten your brother," she shouted. "After everything we've done for you, you're ungrateful. Claire, you've always been jealous of Ethan." Dad, usually the peacemaker, just shook his head. "We raised you better than this." Their words stung, but I held my ground. This is my apartment. I pay the rent. I make the rules. If you don't like it, you can take Ethan and his family to your house. Mom gasped like I'd slapped her. We don't have room, you know that. Then why is it my job to fix Ethan's mess? I asked. My voice cracked, but I didn't stop. Why is it always me who has to sacrifice? Because I'm not married. Because I don't have kids. Because I'm not the golden child. The room went silent. Ethan looked away, his jaw tight. Lily stared at the floor. Mom's face flushed red. But for once, she had no comeback. Dad just sighed. Over the next 2 weeks, I stuck to my ultimatum. Ethan and Lily scrambled, applying for jobs and searching for cheap rentals. I helped where I could, driving them to viewings, watching the twins, but I didn't back down. My apartment slowly returned to me. The air mattresses disappeared. The toys vanished. My couch was mine again, but the victory felt hollow. Mom stopped calling. Dad sent a text saying they were disappointed. Ethan, before leaving, muttered that I'd regret this. Lily hugged me, tears in her eyes, and whispered, I'm sorry we took so much. Now, I'm alone again in my apartment. The silence is both a relief and a weight. I wonder if I was too harsh, if I could have found another way. But I also wonder why I was expected to carry everyone else's burdens. Why was Ethan's family more important than my peace? Why did my sacrifices never count? Family is supposed to lift you up, not drag you down. I love them, but I love myself too. And maybe, just maybe, that's the lesson here. What do you think? Was I right to stand my ground? Or did I betray my family? Share your thoughts on where fairness ends and family begins.